Am I? Okay. Are you there? Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Oop. Can you hear me? Just let me know because my microphone's not making a green thing. So that makes me. On YouTube, can you hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Hey, everybody. Hi, Jen. Okay, I'm going to put you on here. Got it. Jen. I figured out how to have Jen with me. So Jen is live streaming through Instagram, and I have you guys here. And I think that this will work, and I hope that it will work. Hello, Jen.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Betsy. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Jacinda. Hi, Kaylin. Should I say hi to you, Stephanie? Hello, hello, hello. All right, good. All right. Do we all have a grounding stone for this evening?
I do.
Hi, Jean. Jean says hi to you. Hi. Hey, Nancy. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody joining us on Instagram. Hey, Chris. Which Chris? Chris who? Awesome, awesome. So you guys can kind of decide if you like this format, whatever feels good. Yes, sitting on the ground outside is actually wonderful. So thank you for putting us there. I have a river rock with me in my hand, and Jen is also with us on YouTube, so she can see everything you're saying. So that's perfect, Jen. Can you say something with your voice?
Hi. You don't like my eye talk?
Nobody can hear you. No, I wanted to test.
Friends.
I want to test to see if they can hear you. So say something super professional.
Very professional. Hello, YouTube. How are you? Hello from the gram.
Can you guys hear Jen when she's talking? We're just way professional, so you just can't handle us. So, hi, Linda. Hi, Amanda. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yes, they can hear you. So now we're much more perfect than we've ever been.
That was a great statement.
Hey, Tisha. Hey, Ron. Hey, Stacy.
Welcome to our section. We're more perfect than we've ever been.
It's like yesterday I thought I had reached the top, but here we are. I've clearly had way too much fresh air this week.
Not a bad thing, not a bad thing.
Kind of a necessary thing. We're going to give people a few more minutes, guys, to pop on here. If you have any questions for the purple people eaters, no, just kidding.
I hope they find that one funny.
Hope so. If you have, but seriously, if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. I have a bunch of questions that I've given Jen already, and we are going to start with them actually saying something. I don't know what that obviously is going to be yet, but they wanted to open this evening with some sort of a statement or something like that. So we'll figure that out when we get there. I've got my river rock holding us down, and I've also got my obsidian raven.
I have somebody that asked if he could play today.
Oh, well, hello. In case you are like, what is she talking about? She just lifted her skull. Beloved, right?
Yes, and he's our Fedsonite.
Our Fedsonite skull. Awesome. I've got Peony here and Rocket, and then of course, always behind me. You never really see them, but I always have them behind me. I always have him, I've got Ember, and I've got Flora. But actually, this one has been talking since I started setting up, and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't really done any work with this skull except remember back in the day when I went to some skull thing and like this one said it was from Andromeda.
That's right.
That's right. And so I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to put this here. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Lori. Yeah. So, okay. So maybe we'll get some information on this friend. This I just found from the creek the other day. It's okay if Dragon wants to ask a question.
Do you have questions? He has questions.
Hi. Look at that. Look at that cute boy. Oh my goodness.
Cute.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've got 18 over here on YouTube and 10 over there on Instagram. So that's however many, 28. Boom. Nailed it. Let's go ahead and get started by taking a few deep breaths together and grounding our energy and just kind of getting ready for whatever this is this evening. So close your eyes and you roll your shoulders up to your ears and down your back. Loosen up your jaw, soften your throat and your chest area. Ask your belly to loosen and relax. And just take a nice deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out. Deep breath in. And one last time. Let's all call our own individual energies back into our bodies, calling our energies back in from the past and the future, from our days, from our conversations, from our thoughts and to-do lists, just bringing all of your energy in through your heart center so you can be present in this very now moment, anchored in and holding this transmission of the highest vibration. All right, let's get cracking. Oh. This is for all of you guys too. Everybody get some smudge. Okay, so today the Purple Crescent Council would like to talk to us about the meaning of life. So this should be fun. The meaning of life, of existence, of purpose, who you are, why you are, what you're meant to be, is a question that has been asked repeatedly over and over and over again. And the reason that this question has been asked can sound like a riddle, but actually is not. You constantly ask what the meaning of life is because you have forgotten that you create that meaning for yourself. You have created separation between yourself and creator. And in that separation, you have created space for you to be told what the meanings are. However, unless we have missed something, that answer has never come. There has never been one answer that you have found that has satisfied that question that you all have. What is the meaning of life? What is my purpose here? Some have fulfilled this by creating smaller ideas and constructs that can then be fulfilled. But truly, at its core, you leave wanting. We want to address this question today because it is the answer to so many of your other questions that you also ask that are secret questions, because the question is really, what is my purpose and what is the meaning of life? There are so many things currently happening on your planet that you witness, that you observe, that you feel and take part in, that feel very random, or if not random, unkind and unjust and not ideal. And so you ask yourself, what is the purpose? If there is a purpose, I must know, because otherwise, this doesn't make any sense. We chose to begin this transmission by opening up this line of thought with you, because it is very important as you level up in your understanding of energy, of the universe itself, and the many, many, many life forms, planets, universes, societies, and races that surround you, that you understand that you create this meaning for yourself. That means at any point in time, you can land upon your meaning for existence, and that will be enough for you, because you will not need any other life form to validate that for you. It is the thought that there is something else outside of your view that will answer this question for you, that keeps you from being able to answer it for yourself. You have leveled up so fast, and you are now at a place where you can start to interface with these concepts on a higher level. And that is why we give this to you this evening, so that you can start to move your energy around this concept that, yes, you manifest things, you manifest things, you manifest things. But that is a elementary way of understanding what it is you truly do and what it is we all do. It may feel terrifying at your current vibration to admit to yourselves that there is no higher power that is directing the course of events on your planet right now. But when you start to understand that you are the higher power and that you are all influencing these events as they happen and as they have happened and as they will happen, you will get more comfortable with this, and it will stop feeling so far and so distant and so disturbing. So we leave you with this to mull over, to allow, as we say, your energy to move around it as a concept, and for you to develop questions around this seed that is planted. Your questions coming from this place will start to be different and start to give you answers you can actually use. Because if you were to ask us, what is the meaning of life? And we gave you an answer, we promise you, you would not accept this answer. Many have tried this before you. Many. Many have come to your planet and you have asked, what is the meaning of life? And they have given you an answer from their perspective, and you have rejected it time and time again. So we have learned when interacting with you that even though up until this point you have been in a veiled existence, you still retain a very high level of understanding about the fundamentals of the universe. You just don't realize that you do, because there is something inside of you that rejects when another tells you what the answer is. That leaves only one answer. You must answer it yourself. But then you do not trust yourself to answer it. So we posit to you, what is the real question you should be asking? What is the real work you should be doing in order to infiltrate this cycle and start to answer this question for yourself? We hope that this comes to you in a way that feels light and not heavy, for we don't mean it to be heavy. We hope we have chosen the proper time to speak these words to you. Pause. All right. Well, does anybody have any questions about that? Hey, Margaret. I'm like burning up. Whew.
Well, that's interesting given that you haven't felt that in days.
I've been so cold. I'm like sweating right now.
Big energy.
Big energy. All right. So if nobody has any questions about that, I can't even really remember everything I just said, except that it was like a little much. But if anybody has questions about that or like comes up with something, just go ahead and pop it in there, and we can start the party now.
Stacy's brought up a question.
Mm-hmm.
What things can we do to help ourselves identify as the divine?
Thank you for your question. We understand that you are asking when you say as the divine, as creator beings, yourself. You're already doing so much work in this way. It's really an opening up of your programs, releasing programs that no longer align with where you are now. You'll feel them because they don't fit anymore. You're all feeling yourself within constructs of various programs that don't fit anymore. Many of you are working around this. Imagine you have been living in a box and it has been the right size for your body, so you're okay. But your body has gotten bigger, and so the box feels too small. Instead of leaving the box and saying, I need to find another container to put myself, you remain in the box and try to reduce your size so that you can fit in the box. Or you try to move the walls a little bit, stretch it out, just try to fit back in there. Anything you can do to make it more comfortable. At some point, you realize that this box just isn't for you any longer. And once you have that realization, they break away. This does require you to trust yourself. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, there isn't anything to be done besides move in that direction. Try it out. Many of you have issues trusting any of your decisions, let alone such massive decisions as moving out of programs that you have been in for generations. So start with smaller things that you can start to establish that trust with yourself. Yes, that is it.
Elizabeth has a follow-up question to that, asking how can we release these programs?
Yes. So again, it is a similar answer. It is with identifying what those programs are and consciously seeing them. Once you see the program, it is very difficult for you to plug yourself back into it. Once you see the program, if you are following the program still, you're doing it in a different way because you're consciously doing it. The program only works if you are unconsciously doing it. So if you fully understand your sovereignty and you decide to do certain things like you used to, but you no longer have that belief system, then you're just doing things. You're not contributing to that specific belief system.
Arlene has a question.
Mm-hmm.
How often should we upgrade our soul codes?
They don't understand what you mean by that. When you are saying soul codes, yeah, they're not sure what that is referring to. Your own energetic frequencies are being upgraded automatically all the time. It's not something that you consciously need to do. What does need, yes, you each have your own frequency. Are you asking if you need to manually adjust your own personal energetic code or energetic frequency? Is that what you're asking, Arlene? Yes. Okay. Um, Again, your unique energetic imprint, code, resonance, whatever you want to call it, it's all kind of the same, honestly. This is not something that you need to upgrade yourself. This is done automatically through you living. So each experience you have has an effect on your energetic imprint, your coding. Even the food that you eat will affect that energetic coding. The people you speak to, the music you listen to, the colors you see, all of these things are affected or will affect your energetic coding. So it's not something that you need to put on a to-do list to fine tune. You are not machines. You are organic, constantly evolving, moving organisms, and you are always being upgraded. You are always connected to all of the different frequencies and can always tap in to different frequencies depending on where you are currently at. Does that answer your question, Arlene?
Got another question from Stacy. Is there an additional task we can do to open our sacred heart center and then align it with our other chakras?
So we are understanding through the energy of tonight's transmission that there is a lot of questioning of what you should do. We feel you would enjoy a to-do list, but we will not be giving that to you. The reason that we started off this transmission discussing how you create meaning is to begin to hand over to you a key that has always been there for you to possess, which means you must answer these questions yourself. What feels right to you? When you ask that question, answers come, teachers come. You are living in a time and place where all you need to do is speak and something will jump out at you. Your computer screens, your internet, these things are not accidental. And we use these tools to communicate with you, as do other universal beings, your specific energetic guides, in some cases, angelic beings. We all are well versed in using this technology. It's very easy for us to communicate with you. So, if you were to ask, what do I need to do this? you would then open yourself up to receive the message, and something would come. All of you have had this happen in one way or the other. Ask a question and trust the answer. The issue within comes when you ask a question and you do not trust your answer. Then you start again. Then you start again. Then you start again. So, in your specific question of opening your heart center, woo, live in a heart-centered way. Touch in a loving manner, speak in a loving manner, receive information in a loving manner. This will open your heart chakra, and your heart chakra knows what to do. You don't need to tell every single thing in your body what to do. In fact, if you were to leave yourself alone, your body would adjust itself perfectly. It is your mind, your creator mind of divine caliber, that confuses your system. The programs confuse your system. Your self-doubt, your guilt, your fear, all confuses your system. So if you were to not think at all, everything would be aligning and healing and upgrading just fine. It is not a conscious thing. It is like breathing. You don't need to remind yourself to do it. Does that make sense? I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it made a lot of sense. Thank you. I mean, hopefully to Stacy, it made sense to me.
Hi, Ella. Whew.
I think that's caught up on the chat questions.
Okay.
There were some, yes, Jean says, less thinking, more being. Okay, before I go back to the ones we had before, looks like Ron's got a question.
Okay.
What are the effects, short and long term, on the human race from the current vaccine agenda?
So here is how we will choose to address this question, because we have actually addressed this question several hundred times over the past few days. Not to you, but we have learned a few things in relaying information about the V. Okay. Again, we remind you of your creator being status. Remember, every single one of you has this status. Imagine interesting bits of chaos that occur when potent creator beings create at odds with one another. Imagine what it is like when only a small percentage of creator beings know that they are creator beings, and the large percentage are simply giving their energy to these creator beings because they don't know about their creator being status. That is what is happening currently on your earth plane. And we see it and have seen it, and it is not for us to interfere with this process. Because just as we have had our process, you are having your process. And in addition to that, these souls understand the climate of the earth plane. This is not a new climate. It has been in this weather for a very, 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 very long time. As such, it is important to remember, and we will get to a very specific point, we promise. It is important to remember that everybody is on your planet for a reason. Every single one at this time, especially. There are no mistake incarnations onto Earth plane. No one would make that kind of mistake. Everyone who is on your planet right now has agreed to be there to assist Earth in removing herself from the grips of an energetic force that is no longer able to sustain itself. We are here to assist, as well as others, to assist in this shifting and transition, which truly only means assisting you and opening up to your creator being status. Once the majority of you understand that, everything changes immediately. Immediately. Now, about this V, we understand there is great concern, great turmoil, great division about it. This is not a new human construct or program. This has been done on your earth plane numerous times. In fact, some of you have already lived through several of these. Remember, anytime an event happens that creates mass panic and fear, that happens to create mass energy to power a new program. It's a pattern. So the fear that comes off of those who don't know their creator being status emanates from their being. It's very big and tangible, and it can be collected and used for other things. That is what is happening with this current campaign. But at the same time, again, not a new concept. Some will wake up to their creator being status. Some will not right now. Everyone has their timeline and their time frame. You may not and must not interfere with that. That disrupts natural order, and there has been enough disruption of natural order. That is the biggest message we have for you this evening is, and not simply this evening, but we have been imparting through this vessel, me, we have been imparting this information for many months now that is very important for you to step into your sovereign beingness, because that is the only way that you understand each path must be unique. Your desire for others to understand what is going on is myopic, because what is going on according to you is what you would like them to understand. So we must leave each individual human to decide what is going on for themselves. While this is a struggle, we understand due to heart connections, friendships, and distances, it is still a fact that must be addressed. And under no circumstances should you fall into the trap of assuming you know best for any. You do know best for you. That has always been true. So, what we would say about this V and its effect upon the human body. Okay, I got this. It's what we've heard. Okay, so basically, fine. Should you take the vaccine and believe that the V is of help for you? Okay. Should you take the V not believing that it is of help to you, but feeling you must do it to conform, to be part of, to be safe? You will very likely find complications in your human body because your energy is rejecting it. There is not much at this point that can be done to you to sever your connection to spirit. So we wish you to remember this. The biggest harm that will come from this V is what you are already witnessing, the destruction of kindness and love between one another, and the separation. That is the damage that will cause the most pain. So we urge you to use your own thinking, but to be very clear on how you interact with others. Every word you speak, every word you type, every word you think matters. I see Ron's question. I'm asking that. So as we said, there is not much that can interfere with your connection to spirit. However, it is very important for you to examine your belief systems before doing anything to your body. You all have the ability to believe something within you, and to not believe it on the outside of you. You are trained to dissonance. So before you do anything, and this can be applied to other situations, the V, you must truly feel and answer it truthfully in all layers of yourself. Because you may say, I don't believe this is good for me, but an inside part of you will say, I do believe it is good for me. And that is the dissonance that will create an issue within your own energetic system and is already creating a dissonance and affecting your connection to spirit. Okay, hold on. They want me to explain ascension. Okay. All right. So this is me, Sarah. I have done this recently a few hundred times. But let's talk real quick about ascension, guys, because there are so many different ideas and translations about what it means to be in ascension, what ascension is, all of that. Again, just like they're saying, you are creator being, so whatever resonates with you, go with that, and that can be your truth. This is what's been coming through the Andromedans and through other channels about ascension. Ascension is literally the process of returning back to yourself, okay? It is not about being a higher level creature than another person, and you don't literally rise up in rank. It is a frequency. So the earth itself is moving into a higher dimension. We are all going there too. Everybody is going there. Everybody is going there. No one is left behind. It is only a matter of faster in our time, our idea of time. And remember, we are the only ones with this idea of time. So while to us, 50 years for somebody to reach a fifth dimensional ascension level might seem crazy, in the absence of linear time, it doesn't matter. It's not even a thing. So let's just remember that. That's something we made. So when you talk about ascension, we're really just talking about your ability to connect with the frequency that the earth is vibrating at, to understand your place in the universe in a way that makes sense for you. You can absolutely, and this is the weird part about all of this, you can absolutely be a high level ascended fifth dimensional being and be all of these things at the same time. Super, super involved in politics, have zero interest in anything having to do with spirituality, religion, or energy, eat a bunch of junk food, smoke a lot of cigarettes, do drugs, eat whatever you want, drink a lot. You can have all of these things happening for you, and you can still be a very high level dimensional being. because some people are just there. They can understand these concepts, and the concepts mean they create their reality. So their reality may not look like what you think an ascended being would look like, because they've made a decision that this is what it looks like for them. And they're living their best life while you're judging them and saying that you're better than them because of their choices. And that's the problem here, is we are judgy judgersons and thinking that there has to be some sort of a step by step thing, and step 5 is better than step 1, and I'm looking over there, what step are you on? And we have to kind of knock that off. So we don't get to know where a person is because we are not on their unique path. But ascension, in a nutshell, is literally just vibrating at a higher frequency. Now, at the same time, do certain things like, Jen and I have been talking about this a lot in the past few months, and Claudia too, like certain foods don't taste good anymore. Certain music doesn't sound good anymore. Like, you're so tired, you're not tired. All these things. Yeah, this is happening. But this has nothing to do with you being better than somebody because of your life choices. Okay? So we have to kind of knock off the notion that a spiritual ascended person looks like something specific. Okay? Because that is the whole problem that we are dealing with right now. We judge everyone, and we think we know so much when we've received a teacup of information. Okay? A teacup of information. We're like, whoop, let's go ahead and like build a religion around it. And everybody who doesn't understand is so dumb. We have to stop. Because even and I check myself on this on a daily basis, because sometimes you get caught up in it and you don't realize that you're projecting your belief system on other people. And we really have to stop doing that. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's what is your way? What is my way? If a person is not doing something that is harming other people and they are living their life in their heart center, leave them alone. You don't have to be a witness to their lifestyle if it bothers you. You can pivot and walk away. So that was my little ascension talk. So I'm like,
you're getting cheers from everywhere.
Okay, I'm so hot. And I mean that in a temperature way, but yeah, I'm looking better on Instagram with that filter.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. We have some questions that came in earlier that are around space program. Would they like to address these now?
Let's give it a shot.
Okay. I'll start at the top of the list. What is the meaning of Project Aquarius, and how does it impact us? I believe this is related to a space program in the United States. That's all I can gather here. It's not in my awareness.
Yeah, they're not involved in any intelligence or space programs with the Earth governments. So they don't know anything helpful beyond what you know about Aquarius. And also say it's fairly irrelevant at this point. They're saying it's, from what they know about that, that is an old, it is old. I don't know if that's the right word. Old? Outdated?
Outdated. Okay. Let's try this question perhaps then. Maybe not space program related, but kind of maybe a little bit of information. The question is worded as, are all planets inhabited, but how would these compare to Earth? Maybe there's a way to ask about understanding some of these things we don't know.
Wait, what's the question?
Are all planets inhabited, and how do they compare to Earth?
Okay. No, not all planets are inhabited. There are many Earth-like. There are many Earth-like planets in that the topography, is that trees and stuff? Okay.
Topography. Yep,
Okay.
that's right.
The topography is similar. Our planet, Andromeda, for example, sustains humanoid life and therefore is similar in Earth as far as topography. However, on Earth, your senses can only perceive a limited, um, what is the word? It looks like a radar, but that's not what it is. A limit, like, okay, your perception is limited, let's just say that, but that's not what they were saying. But on Earth, your perception is limited. As the Earth vibrates higher, it will be much closer to the Andromedan frequency and will look more that way. For example, you don't see that many colors. So you can't conceptualize colors outside of your current ability to receive them. And your senses inform your other senses. So as that begins to change, you will feel things differently and see them differently. Okay, that's great, but like that's not. Okay. They really are interested in talking about that for some reason. As far as the other planets though, we also don't see them all. There are more planets in our galaxy than we see. We only see the specified ones that line up, creating our concept of astrology. And that is right for us at this time. However, from their perspective, if they are looking out, again, they see so many more in the Earth's galaxy than we see. Oftentimes, our reality and the reality of space-time collide and create great crashes outside the Earth's atmosphere, and things fall into the ocean. Casualties. They're saying that we fly up into space and we hit things because we don't know they're there.
That makes so much sense.
Does it? Does it sound?
To me, it does.
It sounds wacky.
I'm a wacky weirdo. This makes sense to me.
That's what they're saying. They're saying like we fly things over there out of our atmosphere, and because we can't see much, we hit things all the time, and make up reasons for why things crash. All right then.
Arlene's got another question around nanotechnology. How is nanotechnology assisting us currently?
I don't even know what nanotechnology is, but oh my God, this is hurting my head so much right now. Okay. They're talking about Gerheim, some guy with a G, like Germanish sounding name. Tesla, Nikola, and somebody called Sandpiper. I don't know. Was Guggenheim a scientist? I don't know. Maybe Guggenheim, maybe. But regardless, these three understood what we are referring to as nanotechnology, and what I wish I understood what it was so I could explain this better. But what you understand as nanotechnology is a like here and about to pop off to here and become something entirely different. So it's evolving into a different thing, and it is doing that. It is doing that. But these three understood this part. Like they understood how it went from this to this, and this gets us closer to the galactic technology that he's saying we actually already have this in your bunkers, in our bunkers. We have this. Okay. So Arlene seems to think that that makes sense. So, because that hurt my brain like.
I got it.
It'll be me on Google after this. What is nanotechnology?
Is it more around like the free energy and 0 point energy stuff?
Well, honestly, when they were just saying that to me, I didn't understand any of it because they were just like showing like boom, 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 boom. But that's Tesla is free energy.
Yes.
And using the 0 point field. So yes, essentially. Oh, Claudia's asking a Disney question.
Is Tomorrowland a model of a different world?
In fact, it is. But not a different world. Your same world. Different timeline.
Interesting.
The visions of these things were never outside of the earth. They were always earth, just simply different timelines. There was there was a understanding of nonlinear space and time that was tapped into. So not space travel, but nonlinear space and time.
It's interesting.
Robots that can do internal, that's what nanotech is? Robots?
Yeah, right. But I was curious, whatever pops off, if that was related more to the free energy.
Yeah, and that's really interesting. I wonder if like nanotechnology is like robots, like what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's what I nerd out on.
Jen's like, I would love to know. I like thinking about it.
Since they mentioned alternate timelines, I'm going to try and phrase a question around what we currently call deja vu. Somebody was saying that they're experiencing a lot of deja vu right now and notice that something has changed. Something may be out of place or missing. It's been going on and off for the last few months for them. So is there something that they could help us understand about what we conceptualize as deja vu? And I know time is changing at the moment, the way we understand it.
Yes, they can explain this. So before 2018 in our timeline, if one were to experience deja vu, it is a slightly different phenomenon than you are experiencing now. Before, deja vu was the uh, experiencing of a split timeline. The feeling that you have done this before. When you enter into a point of space, you remember the things because it happens. It's already happened, and now it's even more layered because of how it is not just your unique personal timelines that are splitting, it is also collective timelines that are shifting. So when you experience deja vu now, you've made a choice in this moment. In this moment, in another split, you've made a different choice. And it's like you're going root, root, and you're seeing this one, but with a different choice. So it's similar, but not. And so when you have those experiences, it isn't necessary to pay too much attention to them because they are very much what you would call glitches in the matrix. And the matrix, when we refer to that, we don't mean this in a negative way because from many perspectives, you are living in a simulation on what you call a simulation. So as these different energies cross, it's like the wires glitch and you're seeing things. For example, the cup is blue, but now it's red. That kind of thing. So not to get too wrapped up in it. This will even itself out. It will be less troublesome as things smooth, but that's not happening yet.
I believe we're caught up on questions.
We're caught up on questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any questions? There we go. Oh, Jean is pivoting us.
Should know somebody would.
Do you have any specific questions about them?
Tiffany's also asking what kind of questions can we ask?
You can try anything, honestly. At this point, just don't have like your feelings hurt if they come back at you and they say something kind of like snarky. Because it's not, they're not saying don't ask questions. When we first started, it was just really clear that should I stay in my relationship? Should I take this job? They're not answering those kind of questions. So whatever comes up to you that you feel like you want to ask, feel free always. And if it gets answered, great. If not, it's no biggie, right? Okay, so Jean says nothing specific. So Jean, I think because of that, let's request that as a topic for next week so that we can give it a full and delicious time to sink into that, because they have a lot that they would like to talk about with that. And I would like to hear more too.
I do like Ron's question. What kind of music do they like?
Okay. What kind of music do they like? Oh, interesting. So they actually can't hear the music that we call music here. It's very like to their sound, to your what? To their they said to their sound boxes. To their sound boxes, our music sounds like as if somebody were doing this in a cup. It's very it doesn't affect them the way it affects us. However, they do have what we would call music that they call music, and they don't really understand how to explain it to us. It's kind of similar to us not being able to see all the colors. So
Makes sense.
I guess so. Who or what is living under or in Antarctica? Well, not Santa Claus. That's the other one, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Different little.
I'm just kidding. Okay, they're giving me a total blank on the Antarctica question. But we have a couple other ones. I'm sorry, Ron. What is the green flame? It's Bridget's flame. Do you know Bridget? Oh, geez. Hold on a second. They're very connected in a very interesting, loving fashion with Celtic tradition, Celtic and Norse tradition. Is Bridget Celtic?
Yes,
Okay.
she'd be Celtic. Mm-hmm.
It's just when they said it's Bridget's flame, it's just like like so happy. Does that answer your question, Ella? And Claudia is asking, is that because the hertz have been manipulated? No, not necessarily. It's that the frequent, like, okay, so imagine like we're in this particular frequency. Their frequency is so different, so many frequencies away from where we are currently, that like what we call our hertz system is not even usable there at that. They actually, like, they wouldn't even be able to physically speak to us. They wouldn't be able to physically speak to us like this. Right through here. That's so interesting.
I love hearing that they have a connection or a love of Celtic and Norse things.
They love it. They love it.
Exciting.
Why do you love it? What is it? It is the Celtic and Norse lore and tradition is very similar to our ancient traditions, to their ancient traditions. Many of us have spent lives on Earth as well and have chosen to incarnate and to create Celtic and Nordic societies. So we bring home with us. Ooh.
Love that.
Ooh, I'm getting like chills. I'd love to explore that more.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing me waterfalls. They're showing me waterfalls and big bird-like creatures with big black wings, like massive. Like I'm talking like 3 times the size of an eagle, flying through the skies. Oh my God, that's why I have this today.
Oh, of course.
And they love Iceland. No, that's not what they meant. I mean, yes, sure. But they're saying the topography of Iceland, very much mix a specific part of Andromeda that the Purple Crescent Council resides within.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Well, that's different, huh?
Somebody's asked about only having one twin flame, and I don't remember if that was last week or the week before, where you gave a really in-depth talk about.
Do you see that now?
It's on Insta.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I see that.
It's okay. But I know you recently did a really long deep dive into that topic.
Yes. So I'm going to refer you to my podcast. Listen to that first and see if that answers your question, because I had a transmission directly from them about that specifically. And it's a mini episode. I can't remember. Did I put it on YouTube?
I think so.
Okay, so it's probably on YouTube as well. It's like a 5-minute thing. And it goes into deep about the twin flame and everything. And in fact, can we link it? Probably link it.
It is. I can drop it in YouTube.
Yeah.
Since I'm on my computer, but I've got it here.
Yeah, if you can drop it on YouTube, that'd be great. We can pop it right in there. And but yeah, it is on my YouTube. And if you're on Instagram and you can't see the link because you're not on the YouTube, just go to my bio in Instagram and hit my link tree, and you'll find my YouTube link and podcast link, and all of that stuff is in there. And look for the twin flame. I think it's called Twin Flames.
Twin Flames and Soulmates.
Twin Flames and Soulmates. And if you have additional questions after listening to that, you can post them right below the video. I'll see it, or send me a message, and we'll make sure to get those answered, because that'll probably tie in pretty well to talking about love bubbles and, Andromeda and sex and all that kind of stuff. So that sounds good to me. All right, if we missed any questions for this evening, I'll make sure that we get them answered for next time. Or feel free to send the questions to me as a direct message or an email. Email is best, especially if you put in the subject line Purple Crescent, just like Arlene did, because then I cannot lose those things. I put them in a folder. So send me an email. Again, if you DM, that's totally fine too. And we'll make sure that we get your questions answered for next time. So hold on. They would like to say one thing before we go. I always forget that. Thank you so much for connecting with us in this transmission. It has been an honor to feel your energy and to be with you. We look forward to connecting soon, and thank you. All right, my friends, I think that's a wrap for us on this Thursday night. Reminder, we are Moon in Pisces right now, so if you're feeling kind of feely, that's okay. It moves on Saturday. We shift into Aries moon, new moon, and it will feel very fiery. So if you're feeling a little bit watery and slow right now, just let it be. Let it be floaty. Pisces is dreamy, floaty, not anchored in anything, right? Okay, so don't worry. You're going to get your fire back this weekend. And new moon call is on Saturday. Love you guys. Mwah. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. for the regular call that we do. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.